Hi, my name is Jake. Welcome to another episode of Jake Makes Food. Today we're going to be making a vegan Indian dish known as Chana Masala. You can make it just vegetarian. You could obviously make it with chicken if you wanted. But today we're going to be using chickpeas. I thought with everything going on, people are probably stocked up on chickpeas and every other kind of dried thing. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a fast video today. So I've already started my rice, 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups of rice. Once it's been brought to a boil, go ahead and put it on simmer for 15 minutes. And then I added a little bit of lime juice and some cilantro to that as well. So I've also already diced up about 1 medium-sized red onion. I have some garlic paste and ginger paste, about 2 teaspoons each. I have 1 chopped green serrano pepper that I deseeded. And then I have a spice blend here of turmeric, black pepper, a little bit of salt, red chili powder, which you want to generally use Indian red chili powder. It is different than chili powder that you typically have in your kitchen. It's also got some dried mango and some other things. I'll put a list of those ingredients down below. And then I have some Campari tomatoes, and I'm gonna be blending these up to make my own tomato sauce to add to our dish. And then last but not least, I have some coconut milk. You could generally use Greek yogurt. Again, I'm trying to make this vegan today, so I'm gonna be using coconut milk. And then I'm gonna be sauteing everything in vegetable oil instead of ghee, which is a clarified butter. So this is gonna be 100% vegan. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is I have about 3 cups or so of dried chickpeas that I have soaked for a little over 24 hours in a little bit of a saltwater bath. That's gonna help hydrate them, soften them up a little bit, and then I've put them on the boil. So we're gonna boil those until soft. While we wait for that to get started, I have some oil over here heating up, and we're going to start roasting our serrano peppers and our red onion until those are nice and caramelized and cooked through. And we're gonna get our peppers on. And we're gonna wash our hands so that we don't forget we just touched raw peppers and then touch our eyeballs or something. All right, and then you just want to basically let those start to saute for a little bit. So now that our peppers and onions have had a little bit of time to start getting to know each other, we are going to add our garlic and ginger just to kind of start warming these up, releasing some of those aromatics and sort of just bringing everything together. All right, while those are roasting on the stove, we're gonna get started with our tomatoes. So what I have here is just an emulsifier. You could use a potato masher, whatever. This is just the easiest thing for me. And I'm just gonna give these a press, just so they don't blow up when I start doing this. I'm gonna add my tomatoes here in just a second, and then we're gonna add our coconut milk and our spices and finish everything off as our chickpeas finish doing what they're doing. And this is what it looks like once we've added the tomatoes and everything. As you can see, it looks pretty good already. I can tell you that this is already smelling really good. But what we're gonna do is start getting the rest of our recipe ready. So I'm going to open up this can here. All right, and then once our tomato sauce basically is started to thicken up just a little bit and reduce, and those tomatoes start to really cook through and the oils separate and everything, we're gonna add our coconut milk, and then we're gonna add our seasoning, and then we'll just have to wait for our chickpeas to finish boiling and we'll be ready to go. I freaking love coconut milk, I'm not gonna lie. And we're just gonna add our seasoning. So I just gave it a taste. It needs a little bit more tomato in my opinion. So I have a little can of tomato paste here that I'm gonna add to the mixture just to kind of give it a little something extra. But I have a tiny bit of lentils here left over from some other recipes. I personally love lentils, so I'm gonna actually add these to it as well just to add some additional protein and some additional flavor. So I don't know, this is maybe 3 tablespoons or so. And it's totally not necessary, but like I said, I did add the lentils. Because those are gonna have to cook for a little bit, what I've done is I've added a little bit of extra water just to keep this sauce hydrated. and cooking. The water will obviously cook out, but you have to keep this wet. If it starts to dry out too much, you're in trouble, and it won't cook the lentils either, so. All right, so our chana masala is now done. I'm gonna get that plated and show you guys how to finish this dish. As you can see, we have our chana masala with our rice in the middle here. I'm gonna finish it off with just a little bit of broken coriander leaves or cilantro. If you wanna sound really cool, you can call them coriander leaves and teach somebody something. Here we have our finished chana masala. It's a vegan dish, but it is super delicious. Now I'm just gonna dig in and let you know how it tastes. I already know, because I've tried it on the stove about 10 times. The spices are just like the right amount of heat, mixed with some flavor. The tomatoes give it kind of a little bit of sweetness, which is really nice with the spice. If you haven't ever tried Indian, definitely give this recipe a try. It's delicious. You can make it at home. I'm gonna get a little bit of a bite here in the roti. Seriously, it's so good. The tomato really punches through, but the sweetness from those tomatoes balances out so nicely with the heat and the spices and everything. You really have to boil your chickpeas if you're starting them from dry. We really need them to be soft. Otherwise, they can have sort of a fibrous, almost woody texture, which is not enjoyable. And I've definitely made that mistake before, so. I'm gonna eat the rest of this before it gets too messy, and thank you for tuning in.